Basically, now on the contrary, people nowadays are just telling this person to go out, get a job, basically go out to communicate with people when they already know what they have to do. Why are they trying to make it more hard and complicated for them? They don't need to get a job or work if they don't want to when they already have better ways to make money. Because I know some people want to work for themselves and start their own business. Basically, they want to buy and sell stuff on the internet, such as Amazon or eBay. They don't need to worry about putting up with their abusive bosses' bullshit and worry about being treated like the slave and being talked to like a slave. Because I know many people nowadays are smart, and the others that work now they just want to make it more complicated for them, just because they want you to struggle like they're struggling. They they want they want you to have the same lifestyle as them. They want you to be them. They want you to be everybody else that you're not. When basically you just your own self. Yes, you don't have a job, you don't work, you don't want to work. You just want to pretty much work for yourself and make a living off of something than just working at a crappy low paying dead end job that pays less, and people are basically treating you like a slave. Not only the bosses and managers, but the employees as well. That's basically kissing the boss's ass when they don't realize they're going to be treated like slaves as well themselves. No matter how a good job or how ass kissing they can do, they'll get laid off like the rest of the employees are, just to hire illegal immigrants to work for less money. Now the job thing is not only that commentary. They want you go out and basically communicate with people when you already know you want to communicate with people, but you don't want to go to that same place that you have been at already, that you have experienced before. You want to go out that you never went at before, that you never experienced before. You want something new for you. Because basically, while you going out traveling with somebody like a family member or a friend, you basically going to this same area, same spot that you already have been at before, that you already saw. But all that gets old and tired. You basically now want to go out of your state or out of your country that you never have experienced before. You want something new. It's about having something new. But they don't realize that. They just want you to struggle like they're struggling. They want you to work like they're working. They basically adding insult to injury and make it complicated for you, because they the ones that's not making it, because they're struggling paying bills when and it's hard for them to save. They also they also, to add more insult to injury, they want you to save money to want to go travel. They don't want you to do that internet marketing entrepreneur thing, because what if they gonna basically say, oh, what if no one is not interested in buying what you're selling? It's part of life. Any job you're gonna get treated like crap. You're gonna be talked to like a slave. It's in every job. It's life is a struggle. Everybody struggles. Yeah, basically, you're the one that's just basically making harder on this person when they have the upstairs for brains to know they don't need to be put up with that crap. They don't want to tolerate people talking to them like that. They're not talking to you like a human being. They're not even talking to you like a kid. They talking to you like a slave, basically just taking advantage of you and using you to further access their business or company, whichever job you're working at. You they just basically you just basically making money for them, but you're not making money for you. They Even if you get paid less, all that money goes for them, not to you. And you coming home with with $200-300 checks every 2 weeks. Where that's going to get you? It's only going to pay like a couple of bills, like a water, a utility, or a phone, or car insurance if you have a car. But it's not enough to pay all your bills. It's not enough to pay for rent. It's not enough to pay for mortgage. It's not enough to pay for all the rest of your needs. It's not even enough to pay for your internet, cable bill, or anything like that. So, what $200-300 check every 2 weeks would do for you if these people are basically telling you to get a job and work and struggle like they do, even after you get laid off, you got to find another job. It doesn't matter how many applications you fill out, how many interviews you go to, you won't get hired. So, because some of these people, like myself, have better ways to making money. And basically, when it comes to making money on the internet, I know it's not enough. I know it's not enough of, but it's enough to get by. It's enough, to pay everything off what you need. Basically, when you want to be tax free, bill free, debt free, and broke free all at the same time, and that way you don't need to worry about anything ever again. You can basically do like you want with your money, but use it wisely. Because nowadays it's hard to save money. Money is tight. It's hard to save money to get a car, but it's even harder to save money to travel. Because everything gets in the way. Why in the savings? Basically, when you gotta pay bills, you gotta put food on the table, you gotta pay all the needs. That's getting away of your saving fund, and eventually you're broke. It's easy to spend, but it's hard to save. That's the way it goes. But nowadays, people just people just want to make it. People nowadays just want to make it harder on others. Basically, want them to have the same lifestyle as them, but they don't want their lifestyle. They just want you to be like them and everybody else when you're not them and everybody else. That kind of like piss you off. But I know some people that they don't let that really get to them, because they know that these people that's that's telling you to get a job, work, struggle, or basically go back to school to get a degree. And when you know that going back to school is not going to solve all your problems. No, it really doesn't. Even with a college degree, you're still going to struggle financially. So it doesn't really make a difference. Like, if you want to work, if you want to work for somebody else, like a fast food, soul food, or any type of job, like a factory labor job, well, that's cool. That's cool that's you for what you're doing. That's what you want to do. But don't knock on others for what they want to do, trying to crush their dreams, and you're not supporting their decisions. But at least at least they're making it in life. At least they're succeeding without a college degree. I mean, like, they're not doing anything wrong. They're not getting in trouble with the law. They act like that you're doing something. You're doing something bad. They act like you're doing something wrong. But when you're not doing anything wrong, that's when they have a problem with it, because they don't like your lifestyle. Because how the way that you earn and make a living, just they're trying to get everything out of the way that you need to get like you want, to get like you need, because that's your destiny and goal. But they don't see it that way. They just want you to struggle like they're struggling. They want you to be the exact same situation like they are, to make themselves feel better, to put you down. They basically not supporting your decisions at all. They just want you to be like them. They want you to be them. But but when but when it's the time you make it, when it's the time that you don't need to work for anybody else anymore, and when you don't need a college degree to succeed, they are the ones that's gonna get played. Because, I mean, like, if you want to work until you're 75, keep working until you're 75. That's cool. But don't tell others what to do. That's all pretty much I have to say. I hope y'all liked the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and peace to y'all. One last thing that I must have to say. You telling them that they need to work like you and want them to keep working until they're 75 like you and not want them to succeed their dream and trying to crush their dream to make yourself feel better, to make yourself feel good and put them down. That is not an advice. That is not an opinion. That's judging. And also telling them that they need to go back to school to get a college degree. And when and they're going to end up paying debt at the end, and they can't fire that job that they dreamed of. That's adding more insult to injury. They want You want them to be like you. You want them to be everybody else. They want you. You want them to be in that same situation that you're in because you're in debt. You just saying that out of jealousy because they're making it. They're not struggling. And you're you are. You're struggling. You're not making it because you didn't the things didn't go the way you want. And now you wanna knock them. Now you wanna knock them to make yourself feel better. It's all jealousy. It's all jealousy. I can feel it and I can see it too. You're jealous of them, of what they're doing. The PPS, you should never tell them that they need to get laid. They don't need to have sex to make themselves feel complete because they know sex, having sex with random men or women, it's not love. It's just fun and pleasure. Sometimes it's great to be a virgin. It's absolutely great to be a virgin because they actually saving themselves. They don't want to get infected. They don't want to catch HIVs, STDs or AIDS or anything like that or whatever these diseases these guys or girls have after having sex with many other guys and girls. They saving themselves. They don't need to lower themselves just like you do. Well, if you do that, well, fine. And protection doesn't always work. A condom and birth control is not going to always protect you. A condom could break, and a birth control pill it's going to fail. Protection is Protection doesn't always work. Whatever guy or girl you have sex with, and you just want to rub it in their face because they actually saving themselves.